Hello, everyone. My name is Elora Beaulieu, and I'm Head of Development for the Master in Management and also the European Triple Degree. And I'm very happy to be with Lionel Sitz, who is the Vice President of the Master in Management, and Gudrun Kiefer, who is the Head of the European Triple Degree. Tonight, we'll discuss first, we'll give you a few informations about the Master in Management, which is a more general track. Then Gudrun will present you more into detail the European Triple Degree. So that will be about from 6 to 6:45. Then at 6:45, we'll have the pleasure to welcome 3 students who graduated from the European Triple Degree, and each of them actually graduated from a different specialization. So one of them followed the specialization at Lancaster, one of them followed the specialization at Munich, and one of them at EQLI, which is our campus here in Lyon. And then from around 7:30 to 8, you may ask any questions you have regarding admission, the schools, the tracks. We'll be more than pleased to answer them. And obviously, when the graduated people are here, you may also ask all the questions you may have.
Yeah. So, as Elora said, I'm the head of the European Triple Degree here at EMLYON Business School. Our colleagues from Munich are unfortunately not available today because it's a bank holiday. So they are unfortunately for us not here, and luckily for them on vacation somewhere in the Alps, or I don't know, because the weather is also fine there. And but they will be happy to answer all your questions by email, so do not hesitate to come back to me later and I can transfer your questions to our colleagues in Munich and in Lancaster. So I hand now over to Lionel Sitz.
Thank you, Gudrun. As Elora was saying, I'm the Deputy Director of the, I will say it the French way because it's really a French system, Programme Grande École, and I use my Frenchest accent. So basically, the Programme Grande École is a 3-4 year program that allows you to get a Master 2 in management. The way it's organized is this way. So you enter as international students, and as international students, you enter into what we call the M1, according to Bologna Accord. And the idea is you get first the DNA courses, so really the most important element of the spirit of the school. So we have different classes. I will be very short, but 4 main classes. Recaps, which is a research, an applied research in social science. You have a class called firm creation, which is creation of a firm. Then we have a very important class on perspective called Innovative Futures. And then we have something called Designing with Web, which is basically coding an app on the web. And then you enter into what we call the electives systems, in which you choose the electives you would like to follow. And in this system, you need to pick your specialty, and this specialty is, well, quite open. You can find electives in human resources, in finance, in banking, in marketing, of course, in management, in consulting. So you have 16 area of specialization. You have 4 main, what we call tracks. These tracks are heavily specialized. So you have CSR, so corporate social responsibility, for those of you who are interested in the social environmental side of business. We have another track in what we call entrepreneurship for the moment, which is really at the core of what the school is about. This entrepreneurship track is really about developing your capabilities to develop a startup or a company. We have one in what we call anthropological vision of business. Basically, all the elements of anthropology that you can apply to business. So from developing a new product centered on the uses of a consumer to understanding your group dynamics. The fourth track that we are currently actually creating is a track in marketing. So the idea is to specialize you in marketing. As Elora is saying in the conversation, we have more than 200 electives. So you have a wide range of electives. Sometimes, to be quite honest with you, I shouldn't, but I will. Too wide, because it's very difficult. You know, it's like when you enter into a shop and you have too much products to choose from. Sometimes it's difficult. So we have a specialized service that is dedicated to helping you choose your specialization, your track, which actually was headed by Elora, actually, called it. Which is dedicated to helping you in your trajectory at the school. Also, we try to have something that is quite important, which is a mix between theory and practice in all these classes / tracks / specialization. The idea is really that in our school, we don't divide between theory and practice or between practice and theory. For us, both are actually needed to grow and to develop competencies. So you have a really hand-on pedagogy in which we try really to get a glimpse on both sides. So when you learn a new concept, you apply it, or when you do a case study, you develop a concept from it. And this really, so early maker was our signature for quite some time now. The idea is really a hands-on pedagogy in which we try to really fuel your development as a human, as a professional, to develop the core competencies that you need for the job that you are actually targeting. So the idea is really to follow what you want to do in your professional path, and to help you get the competencies that you need to actually be an efficient professional in the job that you are choosing to follow. Now, the thing that, and I will finish to let you eventually have some questions or elements to precise. To finish, what you need to understand is that in France, especially in a Programme Grande École, you really have intricacies of job experience and classes. So it means that for those of you who will follow this path, we really try to have some sort of weaving between job experiences and classes, both actually shedding a new light on the other. So when you have an internship, it shed light to your new classes, and when you have a class, when you start your internship, then you have new elements that make sense, right? So in other words, we really try to have an action-based pedagogy, and also we try to make this for shedding new lights on your experiences as a future professional. Have I forgotten many things at all?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, you may do your internships abroad, even if you're already abroad in France. But you're really free to really organize your studies at EMLYON as you wish. Oh, I see we have questions. Good afternoon. My name is Laurent Serge Mathieu, and I'm a Cameroonian who is applying for the Master in Management through Join a School in France. Yeah, welcome. I want to specialize myself in finance. Can you tell us more about the selection process for the work-study program? The work-study program, do you talk about the career track?
I guess so. I'll answer as if it was this question. And Laurent, if you have more details to give us. So the idea is, as I mentioned, we try not to separate the theory and the practice. So what we have is, apart from the specialization in the classes, we have some what we call career tracks, in which a specialized service within the school called the career service is here to help you find internship, apprenticeship, and other stuff. And they also develop some career development tracks in which you develop your competencies for your career. So it's not a theoretical element, it's really here to help you develop connections and what we call social capital. So you have finance, consulting, banking,
Graduate
B2C
program.
marketing. Exactly. They are developing right now a B2B program. I heard this week. So you have specialized career tracks in which you have conferences, meetings to meet with existing professionals to develop your network in the kind of job you're looking for: banking, finance, consulting, and so on and so forth.
But to be able to specialize in finance, there is no selection process. You may pick all your classes in finance. You may decide to specialize in finance. The only selection you may have is at the very end of your studies. If you wish to follow, for example, a specialized master in finance, then there will be a selection. But when it comes to choosing your courses, there is no selection.
There is an anonymous spectator asking if you need to choose a track. Absolutely not. To be quite honest with you, historically the school is quite loose in terms of electives. So you have a la carte menu, so you can choose whatever course you want. However, to help you in finding your path or constructing your path or understanding where you aim to go, we offer some guidance, and the tracks are here to help you. So you really do not have to choose among the different tracks. You can perfectly choose à la carte in order for you to get whatever course you want. So you can mix sociology plus finance plus human resource, geopolitics. That's fine. However, if you want to specialize in CSR, in artificial intelligence, or else, you have the possibility to do so.
We have a question from Laure. Do you need to have finished all the 4 DNA courses and the fundamentals courses to start electives?
Yes, so from this year on, you will have the following way of having your scholarship at EMLYON. You will start with the DNA classes. You will have them from September to February. When I say DNA, I mix precise in the chat. You have DNA plus fundamentals of management plus organizational behavior plus strategic management. You will have all of them between September to end of February, and then you will be offered to choose between our 200 plus electives. So yes, you have to finish, but actually in your trajectory, it is actually thought for you to be finished with them when you choose electives.
We have a question from George. During which year of the program Grande École may we choose to do a specialized master in finance, for example, besides the diploma of PGE? So it's at the very end of your path. When you're going to enter EMLYON, you're going to enter in the first year of master's. Then the second year is optional. You may decide to do an internship, to go on a exchange program. It's really optional. And then the second year of your master, which is mandatory, that's a year you may specialize in master in finance or master in consulting or master in corporate social responsibility. And it's also the year you can do an apprenticeship if it's something you're interested in. The second year of your master, so your second or third year, if you decided to do an optional year, it is a year when you may specialize yourself. But as Lionel said, it's not mandatory. Any other questions? Yes. Could you talk a bit about the apprenticeship alternance opportunities during the second year?
Well,
I can answer.
Go ahead, Laura. You're way better than me.
I guess I missed my old job.
Yes.
So the apprenticeship program enables you to do between 12 to 15 months, both in a company and at EMLYON. The organization is quite special, and to me it's quite interesting. It's you have to follow 2 cycles of classes during your whole apprenticeship program. One cycle lasts 2 months. So there are twice 2 months you have to be in the school to study, and you get to choose which cycles with your company. So that's very handy. And then all the other months you're in a company. So it's during the last year, and after you're finished with your apprenticeship, then you're just graduated. You have a lot of opportunities for apprenticeship, especially when you come from EMLYON, since it's a quite well-known school. You get really interesting opportunities. But I just want to add something. If you don't speak French, it will be more complicated. And I would add that for any type of career you may want to do in France. If you wish to work in France, I highly recommend you to speak French or to learn French, because most companies speak in French, and also you can have a few jobs in English, especially in business development or finance, but it will be much harder to find. I hope that helps you with apprenticeship. Good afternoon, this is Akanksha from India. I have had my interview with Journey School in France recently for the Master in Management program. Could you please tell me how long does it take for the results to be declared? I don't have, I'll look in a few minutes. I have to look at the calendar because we have a lot of different deadlines. So I'll have a look and I'll answer in the chat, Akanksha. Can you tell me more about the exchange program? Lionel, that's your thing.
Me. That's me. So we have quite a lot of exchange programs on the 5 continents. We are searching, to be honest with you, we are searching to open one in Antarctica, but I don't know why penguins there are not really open to such a thing. No, more seriously, we have exchange programs. We are actually trying to expand this. Every year, we receive a lot of international students. We send a lot of our students to international destinations. For the school, the international experience is very important. However, contrary to other schools, we choose to make the international experience something that can be done, of course, when you go abroad, but also in France, in our campus. You will have quite a diverse bunch of people within the campus, because both students and professors are coming from around the world. Just for a few information that I had this morning, we will be hiring around 20 professors this year, and 62% of them are not French. So it's really something that is important. However, as Laura said, for those of you who are not French, coming to France is also an international experience. Gudrun can tell you she's German.
I made this experience.
and coming from Alsace, right to the border between France and Germany. My grandmother was German, so I can tell you, French people are French.
Yeah,
so
they are.
It's really an important part of your curriculum, and we really emphasize that part because it's important for our school. So I think.
Thank you. We'll just take a few more questions and we'll let Gudrun present the European triple degree. Are there any prerequisite online courses before the school officially starts? No, you'll start everything with us. Follow-up question, how many places are available for the apprenticeship? So this year it was 80, and I think we're going to 90 next year, if I'm not mistaken, Lionel.
120, actually.
Wow, that's great news. Can everyone access this track? Yes, obviously everyone can access this track. We just have some prerequisites.
If and only if you have all the prerequisites.
Exactly.
Every one of you can join the apprenticeship, if and only if you have the right prerequisite to enter into the program. But yes, apart from this, no nationality, no element, you're all can join.
Petra, I'm sorry if I'm misspelling your name. Your questions are quite special. I'm going to give you the email address of our team so we can take some time to answer you more privately. So I'll type you the address of my team. For the criteria on which we base our selection, you will find everything on our master's website, which I'll also put you in my answer.
Ashley is asking about incubator and accelerator. So these are startup processes in which students, but not only students, can enroll if they have a business idea that is already developed. They can join first the incubator, then the accelerator. The idea is to help you with your business, with a special entity within the school. You have spaces, you have some mentoring, but quite honestly, this is not actually within the Programme Grande École. This is another service, but you have all the help you need to develop your company and or scale it up. I hope I answered that question.
Thank you. So yes, everyone can apply for an apprenticeship if you apply to the Master in Management. Gudrun will discuss more about the European triple degree in a minute, but I'm only talking about the Master in Management. Okay, then all the other questions are quite specific. So what I'll do is I'm going to write you the email address of our team on which you may ask your specific questions, and I will let Gudrun go on with the European triple degree.
Yes, I mean, if you need some more time to answer questions, go ahead, because we have then, after the meeting with the graduates, Q&A for ETD, so we could also start a bit later, as you wish. Oh, okay, good. So I will try to share now my screen.
Your screen. I didn't present anything.
Yeah, that's not an issue because it's quite easy for you. You have such a huge program with such a, I mean, so much opportunities. It's nearly impossible to present this in a PowerPoint. Huh? Sure. Okay, what I want to do is really to show you. Can you see the PowerPoint, the slide? Yes, because I saw that there are already some enrolled ETD students for 21-22. Perhaps all others, they have already checked our website, and we had in the last month also a specific Q&A for ETD. But what I wanted to share with you is the structure of this program. So what is the difference with the Grand École program? First of all, we have a specific track in the first year with core courses. So no elective courses possible during the first year. And these courses, or each course, is taught by a professor from Ludwig-Maximilians Universität Munich, a professor from Lancaster University, and a professor from EMLYON Business School. So this means that there is a huge variety in academic methods, contents, and different teaching methods. For example, you will start your ETD track in September. The first course is Accounting and Reporting. So the 2 first days will be taught by Deborah Schanz from Munich. The next day from our professor at EMLYON, and the last day by Mr. Sand from Lancaster University. The week after will follow the next course. I will show you the list after this slide. And then you will sit the exams right after the 2 second courses. So that's very important because the ETD curriculum is a quite intense curriculum. And we focus on successful academic performance because we work with Ludwig-Maximilians Universität, which is an elite German university, #1 in Germany, and they recruit students with a high potential, and they count on them so that they have at the end an extremely successful professional path. So what will students do after these 15 core courses from September to March? They will do their first internship, which is compulsory. The internship will take place from April to September or April to August for those who will go to our campus in Shanghai, because the second year in Shanghai starts end of August. The others who will do either corporate development at Lancaster or marketing at Lancaster, or, and this is new, digital business innovation and management specialism at Lancaster University will start early October. So they have more time to do for the first internship. Those who go to Munich, they will study their strategy and change. This starts also early October. And the students who want to continue finance or marketing at EMLYON Écully campus, they will start also end of August or early September, or they can choose to start now in the second course period, which is mid-October, end of October. So these ETD offers the possibility to choose after the first year your specialization year, so the second master's degree year. You are free to do this in March. We have even students who change their mind during the first internship because finally marketing is not what they are really looking for. They can switch to strategy and change or to digital business or corporate development. I mean, this is a track with a lot of different possibilities. So after this second year, students write a master dissertation, and then they do their second internship or their first job, or they create their own company. And this is part of the 12 months of professional experience, which is required for the European triple degree diploma or diplomas, because you will get 3 of them. During the first year and also the second year, there will be career services, career ateliers, placement services, specific seminars only for EE students. There will be, you will participate in all career events on EMLYON École campus. You will have access in the same time to career services from Munich and from Lancaster University. So triple means also triple access to the services of this degree. I will perhaps just show you the core courses of the first year. So these courses have been implemented by Munich, by Lancaster, and by EMLYON. It's a specific track which has to correspond also to the official governmental requirements in Germany and in Lancaster. So that's why we offer in the first year no elective courses, because it's necessary to follow this track in order to graduate from Munich and from Lancaster and from EMLYON. Just a short vision of what you will do in Munich. So this is also fixed track, so no elective courses possible, but you can attend other courses at Munich University, but without validating ECTS credits for them. And what is interesting in Munich is that you will have enough time to get a job as a working student during your studies. So this is not a job where you work in a bar and you serve beers or something like this, but these working student jobs are high level, let's say more like half-time, high-level internship. So our ETD students who go to Munich, they work in the strategy field for Allianz, for BMW, for Siemens, or for other huge German, Bavarian companies in Munich. I mean, Munich is the place to be on a business level, so you will find easily those working student contracts, which are a great plus on your CV and in your cover letter. You have also then in Munich the possibility to find right after the courses, which end, let's say in February, March, your a high-level internship, or you write your master dissertation and you visit a little bit Germany, and you start then either a fixed-term job in Germany or a high-level or a second high-level internship in Germany. Some information about the specialism at Lancaster University. So we have one of the graduates who studied there. He will answer all your questions in about 10 or 15 minutes. He did the corporate development specialism there. They offer also a specialism in marketing in Lancaster, and that's new, the digital business, innovation and management specialism. So as you can see, you have some core courses, compulsory core courses, but also elective courses. Lancaster is really nice. I mean, this is some wonderful experience if you want to live on campus there. They have an extremely modern campus with a lot of services, restaurants, dorms. You can do a lot of sports there. Then you have the students' associations there. The campus is about 15 minutes by bus from downtown Lancaster with all those famous British pubs and so on. And it's a wonderful experience. But our graduate will also talk about this later. Good. Last not least, EMLYON Business School. So you have the choice between École campus, or you go in the fall on our Shanghai campus to study there finance for Asia or luxury marketing or marketing. Then you will come back to École from January to end of March. So finish the 40 ECTS for the second year, start then to write your master dissertation and add a second internship, or you find right after this your fixed term job. You can also decide, so for international students, you can also decide to stay the whole year in Italy. We do not recommend for French students to do this because you need to have an international experience of at least 6 months. So you can do this either via Shanghai campus or an internship abroad. So abroad, let's say in finance, means also Switzerland and Belgium and Luxembourg. But if you are French and if you stay in Lyon to study finance or marketing there, you will have to do an internship abroad. That's for sure. Because as Lionel said before, international experience is today a requirement of the recruiters. It's not an invention of EMLYON Business School, but where you will see when you will pass all those interviews, job interviews, and you will apply for a job or for an internship, they will ask you questions about your international experience because you will work later in an international context. So it's absolutely necessary. Perhaps just some information about first internships. As you can see, these are really famous companies. Our students travel also to do these internships. They go abroad. They find very easily internships there. You have on your CV, don't forget this, EMLYON Business School and a German university and a British university. So this will open a lot of doors for you. Next information, what do our ETD students or graduates later? So a lot of them work abroad, come perhaps then back to France, or they stay in Europe and go then back to their home country. So it's impossible for us to tell you what they really do because they are flexible, they change, they switch to other domains, they work in other countries. They are like, I mean, I have ETD alumni in New York, French ETD alumni in New York. I have others in North Africa. Yes, some of them, they stay in Paris. Our international students, they stay in Europe, they stay in Germany or in the UK, go perhaps then back to their home countries, come back then to France or to Europe. It depends really on the different professional path of our graduates. But as you can see, there are a lot of different opportunities. I think that this is perhaps, yeah.
Yes, Gudrun, we had a question that is quite interesting. Yes. From Blanca. Okay. Is the whole second year, including writing the master dissertation, taking place in the country of the specialization?
So the courses will take place in 100% in each institution. So if you choose Munich for your specialism, you have to take all courses there for the second year. But you can write then the master dissertation in your specialization field, either with the Lancaster professor, so at Lancaster University, or with an EMLYON professor, so in École in France, or you stay in Munich and you write the master dissertation there. It's not compulsory to stay in the country where you specialize to write the master dissertation. Everything is done or can also be done online. But we have a lot of students, they choose to switch for the master dissertation. So they did the specialism in Lancaster and then they go to Munich, they live in Munich, they start an internship there or a working student contract and write the master dissertation with a Munich professor. You can also study in the second year at EMLYON and decide then to write with a finance professor in Munich, your master dissertation. It's up to you. I mean, it's a great opportunity to have this on your CV. You can imagine you study finance in Shanghai, then you come back to a semester to Eckerle, and then you go to Munich and write with a famous German professor from EMLYON your master dissertation there. So you can, in fact, study and live in 4 countries at least. Sometimes even more, depends on the first and second internship also abroad. I think I will stop now the presentation and perhaps check whether there are other questions.
So we have a question from Akanksha. I guess it's more for the Master in Management. As an international student, would it be okay for us to do an internship out of France, or is it mandatory to continue in the Eckerle campus?
No, you can do your internship wherever you want to do your internship. Either you go back to your home country, or you go to Germany, or you go to Lancaster, UK, or India, or Peru, whatever. It's up to you to choose the country of your internship. So we have a lot of international students. What they do is, if they decide to specialize at Munich, they do also the internship in Germany, because it's more easy for your visa and the enrollment, but it's not compulsory to do this. By the way, it's not really necessary to speak German in order to do an internship in my home country, because most of these internship offers are for international students, so everything is done in English. But be careful, if you want to work in the consultancy branch or in the audit branch, either in France or in Germany, you have to be 100% fluent in German and 100% fluent in French. It's not possible to start an internship or a job in these sectors if you are not bilingual. But you can work, as you will see, there will be a Chinese graduate who studied at Germany at LMU and who is currently working in Germany at Allianz. And she speaks no word of German, perhaps now, but when she started ETD, she couldn't understand 1 word of German. There is another question about the professors. Can they travel? Okay, so currently, all our colleagues from Lancaster and from Munich are willing to travel to Lyon. My German colleagues are all vaccinated, and as you know, in Europe, you only have to show your QR code for your vaccination, and there is even no longer quarantine for us. So I can now go back to my home country without isolation, without quarantine, without a specific test. So the Germans will come, the UK professors, I mean, you heard it already in the newspapers, they have a sort of issue with an Indian variant. So for the moment, it's blocked, but they intend to come to teach to EMLYON Business School. And our colleagues from EMLYON, they are waiting for the students, because I mean, you know, we all are really fed up with these team Zooms and whatever. I mean, I have never spent that much time in front of my computer as in the last year, and I'm really missing the personal contact with my students, as it was the case in the past. So don't worry about this. EMLYON has or will communicate, by the way, about these about the sanitary situation, about the courses, everything. And as you know, normally you should also be able to get a visa, because if you are admitted to a French business school, this is a reason, an official reason to come to France and to study here. And normally you should get, without any issue, a visa.
Thank you, Gudrun. I see we have some of our graduated connected, so maybe I will let them in.
Okay, 3 of them perhaps. Yeah, are they here?
1 second.
Baptiste, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, well, great, good. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Hello, this is Tiotai from Munich.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, good to see you again, Julie.
Yeah, and this is the third
Hi, hello.
place. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
This is so nice to see you again, because I mean, it's a long time ago, but I'm always happy to see you again. Okay, so what I suggest is perhaps that you introduce yourself. You talk a little bit about your specializations in ETD, the internships you did after the first year or the second year, and perhaps your current professional path, or what you are currently doing, where you live, company, and etc. So ladies first, who would like to start? Class?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So hi everyone. So I started at EMLYON in 2016, so it's almost 5 years back now. I studied the first year generally, and then I specialized in finance. So I stayed on the EMLYON campus. And during my time at EMLYON, I did a first internship with ING in Luxembourg, so in banking, doing business intelligence. And my last internship was with Total in Paris, where I was working in the gas and renewable strategy department on projects regarding specifically like solar energy, LNG, which was also the topic of my master thesis. And then I chose to go into consulting. So I applied to McKinsey, and I am now living in Morocco, in Casablanca, for now the past 2 years. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, so Tiotai.
Yeah, sure. So I also actually, when I was joining this webinar, I heard Mrs. Kiefer mentioning about the Chinese working in Germany, but
Yes.
not really being able to master German. Then that is very true, because just to give a little bit of my background. So I joined ETT program in 2017. And for the first internship, I did it in France, in Nice, in Amadeus, which is an IT solution firm for airlines and for traveling solutions. I'm mainly doing product management. And then for my second internship, my second year, I did it in LMU, majored in strategy mainly. And my internship, I did my internship in Allianz, Allianz SE, so the headquarters in business division Asia. And mainly after the internship, I was given a return offer to stay in Allianz in my department. And I already started since last April, actually right from the start of the COVID year season in Europe, when actually finding a job is not so easy. But as you can see, I'm not so good in speaking German, even for now. I'm not so fluent in business German, but I'm still very lucky to be given a return offer. And I'm now working at Allianz, mainly focusing on the Asia Pacific region strategy and business development, and also including sometimes the M&A topics, because to expand business in Asia, sometimes you really need to find the right business partner. Yeah, so that's mainly my background here.
Okay, Baptiste.
Hi, so I'm Baptiste. So I started my professional background in Ireland. So I spent a year in Ireland as a telesales agent, and then as a team leader for the customer service in Universal Pen. Then I worked as a working student at IKEA as a digital business analyst. And then I joined the triple degree, and then I did my first internship at Wavestone as a consultant, and then I chose my the specialization of corporate development, and I did my second and last internship at Novo Nordisk as business analyst, and then I had a full-time position there as business intelligence and project coordinator within the market access and public affairs team. Yeah, and that's pretty it.
Okay, so what I suggest now is that to ask your questions, exchange with our graduates, with the ETD graduates, ask questions about the specializations or whatever. I mean, opportunities, how they found an internship. Is it easy for an ETD student to find something interesting or whatever? I mean, go ahead. It's up to you.
And if we still have some students interested in the general master in management, you may also ask your questions. ETD program is really different because of the classes and the specialization in either Munich, Lancaster, Shanghai, or EQD. But when it comes to finding an internship, when it comes to student life, there are a lot of similarities. So please feel free to ask any questions. And if our graduated students cannot answer, I'll be very pleased to answer for you.
No questions for the ETD graduates?
It's coming. When finding an internship, did you find it more effective to reach out directly or to go to career fairs?
For my concern, I did it like I took a personal approach for my internship because I'm willing to take any opportunities to reach out people I found interesting. So I believe it's the good way to proceed if you want to also build a capability of networking. I think it's a good thing, but I know a lot of people who use the career fair and had a brilliant internship. So either way, it's the good way for you, depending on your inclination. Yeah, really.
How difficult was it to find an internship?
Sorry, can you repeat?
How difficult was it to find an internship?
Still me answering, really? Okay, so depending, for the first year, it was quite easy. I believe it took me maybe 1 to 2 months, actually. But again, it was a French internship and I was like bilingual in French. It's my native language. So again, really easy for that. But I would say the whole process, depending on your investment, might take maybe 2 to 3 months. It could be more, obviously, but yeah, in general, it's about this, yes, 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, maybe I can jump in. So actually, for my first internship, I decided to go abroad. Looking for an internship abroad is honestly never easy, but it's not unfeasible. I think when you're looking for internships, there are 3 things to consider. So as Baptiste correctly said, there's your investment, how much active research, how much time you're putting in. There's also the recruitment process to consider. And also the availability of opportunities. So what I mean by this is, as long as you invest the necessary time to work over your CV, to work over what you want to do, which is probably the hardest question you'll have to ask during your internship search. As long as you put in the investment, you will find your internship. Regarding the process, there are a lot of different opportunities for internships out there. Some have very heavy processes, like if we think about finance internships, consulting internships. There are internships and processes that require you to prepare sometimes 3-4 months in advance because it will be technical interviews. So that is also something to consider if you have your mind set on something. Regarding the availability of opportunities, so I'm not speaking about COVID, I'm speaking about students who have a very specific career path they want to consider when they enter EMLYON, which means, so I knew I wanted to get into consulting when I got into EMLYON. And I built my internships around that professional aspiration, but that also meant that within that context, there would be fewer opportunities that I would be willing to consider and that I would be working towards. So that also means that you also need to work extra hard. So if you take investment, process, and opportunity into account, you have the right tools at EMLYON, you have the right environment to reach your goals, but you also need to apply yourself.
Yes, and don't forget that you have to access to all career services. You have a personal career coach. You can contact him or her, and she or he will help you to check again your CV, check the cover letter, and prepare you also to the job or internship interview. So how was it in Germany for you to find the internship at Allianz?
Actually, this I was also thinking to add, because actually for me, I don't speak French, also don't speak German. I mean, in the working professional level, but I did my first internship in France and the second internship in Germany. So I really want to say that the alumni source or the alumni power of ETD is very powerful, because I got my first internship actually referred by a previous alumni. She referred me to that company because she did her internship before. So she has built up a very nice reputation, and I directly jumped over the HR interview and directly talked to the line manager, and I passed the interview. And for Allianz as well, I had no previous alumni working in the exact same department, but I have to say that after I joined Allianz in Germany, I know a lot of ETD alumni from previous years who are working at Allianz headquarters, and I believe our alumni really build their reputation for the students there.
I think there is an ETD alumni club at Allianz in Munich. I know that a lot of our graduates do internships there, or they sometimes, those who were interns before, they are manager now, and they hire the new ETD interns. So they are doing the job interviews with the students. Yeah, that's quite funny. Good. There is another question which is quite interesting. Are there any scholarships for international students? Yes. So international students with very interesting profile, with excellent management tests, English tests, excellent academic records, they can get a scholarship for the first year. Scholarship means a reduction of the tuition fees, and then ETD is the only program in the Grande École which offers also a scholarship for the second year. So class, you got one for the second year. Could you please explain what you have to do to get this scholarship?
Apply yourself.
Yeah. I can tell you, class was an excellent student with excellent grades. So great personality, and so she was awarded a second scholarship because her academic performance during the first year was so great. So yes, you can get a scholarship after the second year, which can go up to 5,400 or 5,500 euros. If you are in the top of the dean's list. Why do we do this? The partnership is with Munich, with Germany. So, Germans, they are a bit strange, like me. And when you apply there for an internship or for a job, you have to submit everything. You remember, Xiotai? I think it was the same for you. Grades, even from the kindergarten, I'm exaggerating, but it's nearly like this. And Germans, I mean, they check everything. So what we want for our ETD, it's a premium program. It's an elite program. So we want that our students work hard and that they get then at the end super jobs, and that they have a really fulfilling professional career And yeah, let's say we understand that students want to have a lot of happy hour parties and enjoy the student life. But what we are asking for are students who can do both happy hour parties and perform during the first year and also during the second year. Yeah, that's our goal for ETD.
Gudrun, we have a lot of questions.
Okay.
One of them, hello, what made you choose between the two specializations, business development and strategy and change?
It's not for me, this question.
No, it's not for Gudrun.
Yeah, I know, I'm joking.
It's for the alumni.
It's not for me either, so go ahead.
Yeah, I believe it's only the Munich specialization, right?
No, the question is between strategy and change and Lancaster development, or?
Yes,
okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can jump in first, because actually for me, my priority of choosing is either finance or strategy and change. So either EMLYON or LMU. For Lancaster, I was also thinking about it, but I also have another classmate who went to Lancaster, but they're mainly studying about corporate development. Also, he mentioned something very interesting about helping the family business owners to really build up their business, and they really even had the chance to talk to a private bank owner, which is very interesting. And for me, the main reason is because me as a non-EU resident, for me working in Germany and finding an internship in Germany is way easier than in UK. And I was thinking that there are actually more Chinese students starting UK over there, and the competition can be more severe. And I really target to come to Germany from the very beginning also. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, for my side, so we were a group of friends actually, and we looked at the syllabus, and we saw all the courses within the Lancaster specialization. We compared to the Munich specialization, and as we were already working on the case studies and for both consulting and finance together, we decided that we would be able to get some knowledge by ourselves, just by exchanging, just by you know, being curious, and then complete our willing to learn more on this part with all the courses in Lancaster, and as well I would say the campus is amazing, obviously, but I won't put this in front as an as a point. So yes, just really the courses, and also the consultancy challenge at the end of the specialization, because you actually do a consulting case at the end, a real life case with a real company. So we had very different topics regarding this challenge. So it was either LGPD or market expansion, or maybe crisis management. And then so it was really interesting for us. And so we decided to jump into the Lancaster specialization, and we never regret it yet. So yeah, that's how it's happened.
I mean, sometimes it's a personal choice, because I mean, I have some information about professional careers from students who studied at Lancaster, others who went to Munich, and they do really totally completely different things. So Lancaster is not only for family business or something like this, but perhaps you have more information. What are they currently doing?
In fact, you will study so family business, of course, but you will also study the big corporate companies and how they achieve their growth through organic or inorganic ways, and so it's interesting, the format also of Lancaster, because you have so the courses, the lectures, and then you have an essay to do. So it's basically the application of what you learned, but you choose actually to spot on something you're interested in, but on the topic you just learned. So it's really interesting way to learn the program, really. And yeah, I mean, it's for the alumni for the same years as mine, we have someone who did we have two persons who went to a graduate program, one in Germany, one in France, in two different industry. So insurance and also it's yeah, so it's Dyson actually company. And then we have two people who went to consulting in two different specialization, consulting in more tech and IT specialization, and the other one in industry and operational. And we have someone who went to banking, to yeah, corporate banking, and then me who went to pharmaceutical. So you see, it's really various and really interesting. We have pleasure to exchange from time to time, and we kept some really strong bonds. So yeah, it's really rich, the Lancaster ways.
I have another example from a student who studied at Munich, strategy and change. She is now in the luxury industry in France. She has a job at Dior's, and she never studied luxury marketing or marketing. She did the strategy and change specialism. So as said before, this is not, don't imagine that these specializations are really only for a niche or for a very close part of the industries or business. This gives you a general academic, let's say, career, and permits you, then allows you then to work in a lot of different fields. I mean, Claes, perhaps you have some information about those who studied finance. Are they all in the finance industry, banking industry?
No, and I'm not. I'm also getting some questions, and I think it's quite a common question saying, if I choose a specialization, does that mean I will necessarily work in that specialization?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, but it can help. For finance, some of my closest friends are now entrepreneurs. Others are doing banking. Others are working in something completely different, like marketing or sales. I'm working in consulting. Honestly, I have maybe not used my finance specialization as much as I would have liked to, but what you get out of your specialization are concrete tools and knowledge to access different kind of opportunities, sectors, companies, functions even. And it's just another opportunity for you to explore and go beyond generalist courses, which is a good thing in a generalist course also, to kind of delve into something. So it's either going to be something that you're going to say, I really liked this specific course, I want to do my internship in this, or I want to pursue my career in it, or you're going to do finance and say, hey, look, I enjoyed finance. I learned a lot, but I definitely don't want to work in finance, and that's also okay. You're just going to be equipped with something to bring to your next internship or to your first job. So choosing your specialization is not necessarily choosing your career path, but it does help. However, if you want to go into finance, do consider that if you do not take finance as a specialization, you will need to work on finance on the side and on your own. Which is also fine. And some students have also done it and read the Wall Street book to get into investment banking. It's feasible, but if you know that you want to do something specifically, don't hold back.
Thank you so much. I mean, I have a cool alumni. He studied finance. And he is running now a company in north of Africa. They recycle plastic bottles, and he is more or less working in the sustainable development area. And this has not that much to do with finance. I mean, he could have done the strategy and change specialism or the Lancaster specialism in corporate development. He studied finance. As I said before, everything will depend also on your personal wishes. I mean, perhaps after 5 years in finance class, you will change your mind and work in a different field. Huh?
Who knows?
Who knows? You never know. Or Baptiste, he will be fed up with all those pharmaceutical products and work perhaps in finance. You never know. Huh?
Mm.
Okay, good. So we have 5 minutes left for the Q&A. Are there other questions for our graduates?
Yes, you have a lot. How do you choose your specialization? Meaning, like, about your, like, it's kind of a tough question because they're asking you how you chose your specialization, like with your heart, like talking about your motivation. I guess you just had something in mind regarding your professional project and that's how you chose, but I don't know. Maybe you have some experience to share regarding your choice.
I think you have already answered a little bit this question, but sometimes,
okay. I believe it was the same question.
Yeah. We have already.
What do you recommend to prepare, or what kind of capability needed before finding an internship? Except CV, motivation letter, that kind of document. Thank you.
Maybe I can pitch in something which was quite useful for me to learn. So again, it depends on what kind of internship you're looking for. I think I touched base on this. You have to check if you have like a technical interview. I mean, Excel skills, you're probably gonna have some kind of Excel test at some point. But something you should maybe practice and do ahead of time is to build your network. Get used to pitching your story besides your motivation. What do you want to do? What have you previously done? What are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? Why are you speaking to this specific person? And I think building your network helps. Just go out, reach out to alumni, ask us what we're doing in our job. There are no stupid questions. Just literally reach out, tell it, like ask us what we're doing. We're doing a lot of different things. Maybe it's careers you haven't considered before, and it'll help you to find your internship. So yeah, building your story and building your network would probably be 2 things I would add.
We have, by the way, a specific LinkedIn ETD group with a lot of alumni, so who they are waiting for your questions. When I did the last oral exams on Tuesday for the ISD admission, I did it with an ETD alumni, with Antoine Frade. You know him? I don't think so. And he said, "Oh, I'm in this LinkedIn group. I'm waiting for the questions of the future ETD students. They should contact me." I mean, he worked for EY and now he will switch to L'Oréal in Paris. So he's open to answer all your questions. Same for those who work in Germany or in another country in Europe. Don't hesitate to contact them. The ETD alumni network is a powerful one because ETD, they are little cohorts. We have between 60 and 80 students, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, depends on the political or sanitary situation. But those guys, they pass the whole first year together. They are all in the same course, in the same group work, they know each other. They create friendships, they create network, and then later they stay in contact. And this is really important, and it will be important for your future career also. And by the way, plus the ETD, you have the whole EMLYON alumni network, EMLYON Forever. So you are a Chronicle program student, yes, in a specific track, but you can contact all those others. I think we have more than, how many now, Elora? 3,000? No, 30,000?
Alumni 33,000.
Yes, 33,000. So you can contact them.
And they answer.
Yeah, they answer. They answer, and they will perhaps offer you your dream job or your dream internship if you answer if you send the question in a very polite way. Yeah, because yes, they will even help you to review your CV. Okay, are there other questions? Perhaps last questions for the alumni?
The other questions are more regarding the scholarships for the Master in Management, not for the ETD. Yeah. So what I can say is you can get a scholarship on year 1. Then on year 2, it's not planned, but you have different financial aids. We also have a lot of partnerships with the banks, and we have a special student service to help you and to guide you through all your financial inquiries.
Yes, and don't forget that all students, international or French, who live in France, who study in France, they get money from the French government for housing costs. Even if you have very rich parents, I saw a question like this. It does not depend on your parents' revenues, but you are considered as a student in France, so the French government will give you some money for the housing costs.
But apart from that, we don't have any new questions.
Okay, so Claes and Shilta, thank you so much. Baptiste, merci beaucoup. It was really, really nice to see you again. And I hope that perhaps next year we will organize a new board meeting either in Paris or in Munich. So we will invite the graduates, and perhaps we will have a drink with you on a nice terrace. Morocco, unfortunately, we do not organize our program boards there, but I would like to, Claes. So don't hesitate to come to see us if you are in Lyon. Would be really nice. Merci beaucoup. Danke schön.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone for your questions. It was really nice to discuss with you all, and we really hope to see you soon. Should you have any questions regarding ETD, I will put the email address on the chat, admission etd@emlyon.com.
Put also my email address if there are questions about the program, the specialisms, or whatever. You can also come back directly to me. Okay, but now we still have time. We will continue the Q&A for ETD in case there are other questions. And our alumni, after a hard working day, they can have now a sort of aperitif, as we say here in France.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. or will you continue to work?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe too. Yeah. Okay. So, so hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Okay. Good. So, are there other questions for ETD?
No, we have less and less people connected, so I guess we have answered most questions. So as I told you, I wrote you down the different email addresses, admission-etd@em-lyon.com if you have questions regarding ETD, and admissions-afti@em-lyon.com if you have any questions regarding the Master of Science in Management. Just so you know, it's the last sessions to apply are starting soon. So if you're interested in our program, please consult the website. I'm going to give again the link on this page. You have all information regarding admissions, the deadlines, and everything. So if you want to join us, hurry up.
Yes, hurry up and don't hesitate to apply because it's a super program. It's a very international program. So you will work from year one on with students from other countries, with French students with an international background. The ETD team here is international, so I'm German, my colleague is Russian, she speaks 4 languages, I speak 3 languages, and a bit a 4th one. You have also access to the ETD in Lancaster University and in Munich. So yeah, as Elora said, hurry up and apply. We have currently session 5, and we added a 6th session for international ETD students. So deadline will be 5th of July. Oh.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much, Gudrun, for your
thank
energy.
You. I'm happy to do this. Hope to see you soon, all on our campus on the rooftop.
Yes.
And in the classroom or in my office. Okay?
Gudrun is a very, very much loved head of program. You gotta. So if you join ETD, I guess you'll have the best head of program you can dream about.
I do my best, but it's true. I mean, I like my job. I like my students, and as you can see, they love our school. They help us when we organize something. They are here for us. It's just a super good program. So hope to see you soon. And thank you for your compliments. Don't forget that you will have also the possibility to learn German. So you will be able to talk a little bit in German with me. So tschüss, bis bald. See you soon. And thank you, Elora, for organizing this great webinar.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh.
À bientôt. À bientôt.
À bientôt. Bon, merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Ciao.